It's Catwoman Day in the Secret Sanctuary. Let's take a look at the Tweeterhead Maquette. That's right, it's Catwoman Day. I have not one but two Catwoman statues coming today. The Tweeterhead Maquette has already arrived. The Sideshow premium format should be here in the next few hours. I've been eagerly awaiting this piece just because I knew the portrait was going to be gorgeous, and sure enough, it turned out that way. This is the classic costume on Catwoman. It's something that you don't see in statue form very often, and I think it's been highly anticipated. I received number 176 out of 250, which is one of the higher edition sizes for Tweeterhead, but that's not surprising with such a popular female character. Let's take a close look. All right, here she is. I'll start on the base just because it's significantly larger than I expected. This thing is maybe twice the size of the Batman base, which is surprising. This lion head is significantly larger than the gargoyle head on the Batman base. I'll have to show those two together to show you the difference. I had a little trouble assembling it. There's only two pieces, the base and the statue, and that's it. But when I was first trying to insert the 2 feet, I was getting some resistance, and I wasn't quite sure why. And then I realized, and I totally could have broke it, I'm glad I didn't, that her purple skirt was coming down on top of this golden cat's head. Here in the little treasure chest here. Can't really see it from that angle. But literally directly on top of the cat's head, and that's what the cause of the resistance was. So I had to kind of rejigger it and make it work so that the skirt was behind the cat's ear. Otherwise, I easily could have chipped that skirt or the ear on the cat. But eventually, I made it work, and it did go in smoother than the first time. So maybe it's just user error. Wouldn't be the first time. But anyway, the base is very cool. I really like the lion head. You've got the wanted poster back there, which is the same image as the exclusive, which is just like an 8.5 by 11 print of the statue. And I'll have a few things to say about that and about Tweeterhead exclusives. Here's the back. I like the ladder coming up to the roof. And again, her bag of jewels. Really nice. Very good detail there on that bag and on the jewels themselves. Looks really nice. All right, you want to see her, I'm sure. I'll go straight up to the portrait. And how's that? That is a very pretty portrait. Really, really brilliant green eyes. Look good against the purple of her mask. The paint application seems really good. I was a little bit worried on a couple of the pictures that I saw on Facebook of other people's. The neckline, the paint app on the neckline looked a little bit sloppy. Mine's not perfect, but it's not bad. I'm pretty happy with it. You have to zoom in very close to note any imperfections. The whip it's polystone or something similar. It is not bendable. This part is, but this part is not. The paint on her hand here is a bit sloppy, but I can forgive that. I'll give you a shot of the back. Just that green and purple. They just look really nice together. Like I said, there's been a lot of anticipation for this statue. Something that a lot of folks have talked about, both on Facebook and on Statue Forum, are these seam lines at the shoulders. And for me, they're kind of a drag. Some folks forgive them. That's great. I'm glad they're happy with it. But this is something that at the factory absolutely should have been filled in before it was painted, so you wouldn't have had those seam lines at all. I'm not sure why that didn't happen. It seems like something that should have happened automatically, and if it didn't happen automatically, it should have been caught in quality control. It is something that I will notice. To be honest, I hate to say this, I'll probably notice this more than the neck seam on Wonder Woman, just because if you position Wonder Woman correctly, the seam line pretty much disappears, whereas you see these seams from any angle. So it's an unfortunate issue, but the rest of the statue is so beautiful that it's not like I'm going to return it, you know. It's an otherwise really well done piece, and it's going to look so good with Batman and Robin. Boots are nice, have a real sheen to them. The buckle. And she's got more of a sash there than a belt. What a beautiful sculpt. Give you another full shot here. All right, a little bit about the exclusive. I'm going to be a little bit more selective when it comes to Tweeterhead pieces about which pieces I order directly from Tweeterhead and which I get from another retailer like Sideshow or Spec Fiction Shop. Reason being that if you're going to get the exclusive from Tweeterhead, you're going to have to wait. You know, there seems to be a fairly significant lag time, maybe a couple of weeks between when Sideshow gets Tweeterhead pieces or when Spec Fiction Shop gets Tweeterhead pieces and when Tweeterhead actually gets them. And I realized that they're getting partial containers and that takes longer at the port. But it's very frustrating, especially as someone who wants to review these pieces, to have to wait weeks later than a lot of collectors who are getting them. And so if it's a significant exclusive, like an alternate portrait or something like that, I'll continue to order directly from Tweeterhead. But if it's a print like this one, the last Tweeterhead piece that which one was it? Oh, I think it was Donna Troy, also came with a small print. And I got to be honest, I'm not going to display those. They're going to stay in the box, so I don't really need them. And I probably could have bought the regular edition at a lower price and gotten it weeks sooner. So that's my little rant about Tweeterhead exclusives. This comes, like I said, it's just two pieces, the base and the statue, which is kind of nice. So there's definitely no neck seam of any kind. It's very clean there, but you do have those shoulder seams that are very apparent. So here she is with Batman, and as I suspected, they look really good together. They are pretty much exactly the same height if you measure to the top of the ears. If you measure to the top of the head, she's a smidgen taller just because her base is taller. But if you're measuring to the top of the ears, I think they're exactly the same height. Just give you a few different views here. I can't wait for Robin to come. I think they're going to make a nice trio. And then, of course, Batgirl will be coming as well. Really, really nice. Tweeterhead has done a great job of putting together a group of statues that really do complement each other and look fantastic together. The one, I'm not going to call it an exception, But the Joker is kind of an outlier in this line, in that the portraits are a lot more realistic. They're not as comic booky, I would say, as the other pieces. The Joker, the Tweeterhead Joker, I think, is one of the best Jokers ever produced. And I find the portraits, frankly, a little disturbing, which is exactly how Joker portraits should be. They look awesome together. So that's the Tweeterhead Catwoman. I'm pretty happy with it. I don't like the arm seams, as I've mentioned numerous times already. But I like everything else about it. So I'll be holding on to the statue. It's going to be very interesting to compare it to the Sideshow when the Sideshow arrives later today. The Sideshow was about twice the price. Has the updated costume, has 2 portraits instead of 1. So we'll have to see if the value is there at twice the price or not. I have a feeling that it probably is from what I've seen so far. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like the video, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys on Facebook. I'll see you at Statue Forum. I'll see you on Sideshow Freaks, whatever the hell it's called these days, Collector Freaks, and at a convention near you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.